What if I told you that the Dallas Cowboys, yes, America's team, the most valuable franchise in the NFL, just made the boldest, most electric, and potentially game-changing move in the league's recent history by signing none other than Coach Prime himself, Deion Sanders, as their new head coach. That's right. The rumors have hit a fever pitch, the reports are flooding in, and Jerry Jones has apparently confirmed it. Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer, media magnet, cultural icon, and college football sensation, is taking over the sidelines in Dallas. This is not just a coaching hire. This is a headline, a culture shift, and maybe the most talked about move in the NFL this decade. And if you're a Cowboys fan, a Deion Sanders follower, or just an NFL junkie, buckle up, because this story has all the elements: nostalgia, star power, high stakes, controversy, legacy, and an uncertain future. It's everything that makes the NFL the greatest sports drama on earth, and this move, if confirmed, could reshape not only the Cowboys but the entire league. Let's dive all the way in and talk about how we got here. First, you have to remember that Deion Sanders isn't just any former player. He's one of the most dynamic, electrifying athletes of all time. He defined the term prime time, locking down receivers on Sunday and hitting home runs on Monday. But after hanging up his cleats, he didn't disappear. He transitioned into broadcasting, business, and eventually coaching. He started with youth teams, worked with high schoolers, and then made the leap to Jackson State University, where he stunned the world by turning a small HBCU into a national headline machine. His ability to recruit, motivate, and connect with players made him a standout, and his transition to Colorado brought even more attention. From record-setting TV ratings to top recruits and viral speeches, Deion didn't just coach, he created a movement. And now the idea that he could bring that same energy, swag, and vision to the NFL, to the most spotlighted job in football, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, is the kind of move that only someone like Jerry Jones would dare to make. Jones, a master showman in his own right, has never been afraid to make headlines, to chase stardom, to go big or go home. And with the Cowboys struggling to break through in the playoffs in recent years, despite having a talented roster, many believed a shakeup was inevitable. Mike McCarthy's tenure was solid but uninspiring. The fan base was restless, like the media relentless. And then out of the noise came the whisper. Yeah, what if Jerry calls Deion? What if Coach Prime walks back into AT&T Stadium, not in a suit and tie, not as a guest, not as an analyst, but as the man with the headset? That whisper has turned into a roar. Now here we are, reportedly on the verge of seeing that very dream become reality. If this hire is truly happening, and by all early accounts it is, the impact will be massive. For starters, the Cowboys will instantly become the most talked about team in football, not just because they're good, but because of the spectacle. Every press conference, every sideline moment, every post-game quote will be national news. Coach Prime brings charisma, confidence, and media gravity that few in sports history can match. Imagine the locker room speeches, imagine the halftime pep talks, imagine him walking onto the field in a tailored Cowboys tracksuit, sunglasses gleaming, ready to take on the NFL's best. That's not just content, that's cinema. But beyond the sizzle, there's substance. Like, Deion has proven that he can build winning culture fast. At Jackson State and then Colorado, he didn't wait years to see progress. He flipped rosters, changed mindsets, and won immediately. Right? He holds players accountable, challenges them, inspires them, and creates a bond that few coaches can replicate. And let's not forget, this man played in the NFL. He dominated in the NFL. He understands what it takes to win at that level, and he commands the respect of players who grew up idolizing him. Bringing him into a locker room with stars like Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb could supercharge the team's chemistry, or it could create tension, depending on how he handles egos and expectations. Eli, That's the high risk, high reward nature of this hire. There are concerns, no doubt. Deion has never coached in the NFL. That's a major leap. College coaching, especially with the portal and NIL drama, is a different beast from managing millionaires, complex playbooks, and 17 game seasons. He'll need a top tier coaching staff around him, guys who know the NFL inside and out. He can't do it alone. And then there's the Jerry Jones factor. Will Deion have full autonomy, or will he be micromanaged from the top? That power dynamic could make or break this entire experiment. But say it works. Say they find that balance. Like, the Cowboys would instantly become must-watch TV. Every Sunday would feel like a Super Bowl. Primetime, in primetime, the merchandising, the ratings, the ticket sales, the energy in Dallas, all would go through the roof. For the fans, this would be the shot of adrenaline they've been craving since the days of Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman. And speaking of Jimmy, there's poetic symmetry here. Deion won Super Bowls with the Cowboys during that dynasty run. He knows the standard. He knows the pressure. He's been part of the golden age. That gives this hire a full circle emotional punch that no other candidate could deliver. This isn't just a coach stepping into a job. It's a legend returning to the place where he became immortal. And yet, if it fails, and let's be honest, it could, the blowback will be severe. The critics will say it was a stunt. They'll call it a vanity hire. They'll argue that Deion wasn't ready, that the NFL chewed him up and spit him out. The media that built him up will turn on him overnight. The Cowboys will be accused of caring more about headlines than wins, or that's the tightrope they're walking. Yeah, but here's the thing about Deion Sanders. He's not afraid of risk. He thrives on pressure. He's been doubted his whole life and has turned every question mark into an exclamation point. He loves the spotlight, not because he wants attention, but because he believes he belongs in it. And if there's one thing we know, it's that betting against Coach Prime has never been a smart move. So now the eyes of the NFL are locked on Dallas. Will this be a revolution or a regression, a masterpiece or a meltdown? One thing is certain, it won't be boring. For the league, this move could open new doors, more non-traditional hires, more player-to-coach transitions, more embracing of culture, identity, and swagger. The old school clipboard holding, monotone speaking coach might slowly give way to the new age motivator, media savvy leader who knows how to inspire a generation raised on Instagram and YouTube. And Deion, if successful, would be the blueprint. For the Cowboys, this move defines the next decade. If it hits, they're back on top. If it fails, they may spiral deeper into mediocrity, but for better or worse, this move fits who they are. The Cowboys don't play it safe. They never have. From the days of Tom Landry's fedora to Jerry's big stadium, they've always aimed to be more than just a football team. They want to be a show. And Deion Sanders, he is the show. He brings emotion, intensity, and unfiltered belief. He says what others won't. He does what others fear. And when he wins big. So as the dust settles and the speculation becomes confirmation, Cowboys Nation finds itself on the edge of something potentially historic. A new era is dawning in Dallas, and it's draped in gold chains, sunglasses, and unapologetic confidence. Love it or hate it, you won't be able to look away.